I've ruled out experts at being any type of electrical insulator, which is the main answer I get. Found in the western Massachusetts River while artifact hunting, the village settled circa the 1750s and in 1845 Boston rail line went in. Glass and porcelain, ornate swirls, no maker's mark. Its site is roughly 2.5 to 3 inches long and half as wide. It is dense and lacks and markings or writing sadly. What is it? It's slag glass. Apparently slag glass is a byproduct of metal ore smelting processes. The only reason I know what this is because we found large pieces of similar material while demolishing a bridge built in the 1860s. They used it as a backfill behind the wing walls. After a little research I found it was common to use it as backfill and railroad ballast. What is this wood platform with an electrical outlet and switch on it? 3 metal blocks come out with what looks like levering clamps on the top, and the central block has what looks like a bakelite covered coil on it. It's about 6 inches tall and about 9 inches wide. I was told it might be a sander because it was surrounded by other tools, but every search I made for old or antique sanders turned up with no results. What is it? We had these in our physics classes. It's a kind of variable transformer. Fixed coil at the bottom connected to mains AC. You then selected another coil to place on the central shaft, then bolted the metal bar across the top to complete the transformer. The ratio of the number of windings of the coils determines the output voltage on the second coil. Missing its extra coils and the top bar. What is this cast iron horse found in the attic of the house? Not sure what it is or what it was used for. Looks like a buckle or letter opener. The center can pivot, but doesn't freely pivot due to the center pin. The only markings that can be found are on the back near the bottom. It has 1875, though only visible in the right light. It's a bottle opener. There are 2 countersunk holes to screw it to the wall, and you use the hole in the middle to open the bottle. What is this thing? A type of scissor made of steel, between 15 and 20 centimeters in length. I saw it in the Klingen Museum Solingen. It's probably from the 19th century. But other than that, the tag basically stated your guess is as good as ours. Notice you have a bar that a pair of shears right against on both sides. It looks like striping shears used to cut thin uniform strips of lead called cane from a sheet. They make lead cane pretty cheaply today, instead of individuals being forced to cut it themselves. What is this 50 pounds antique rolling mixing tumbler thing with sealed door and no markings? I found this at a local estate sale here in Orlando. It seems like something used for polishing or burnishing things, maybe rocks or bullet casings. It is large, about 16 inches tall by 11 inches in diameter. It weighs about 54 pounds. That's a large antique rock tumbler. They have sealed chambers and angled sides inside. Modern ones have those features too. But this one looks particularly old. By rolling the rocks around inside this drum, all the sharp edges get smoothed down. What is this circular brick structure found in the backyard after the soil collapsed under my feet? I'd estimate the anticipated diameter of the circular structure to be 4 or 5 feet. It looks to be hollowed out under there, but I do not have a flexible camera to see exactly how deep it is, or what else is going on. I'm not sure if the hollow space was intentional or due to erosion, but some of the yard nearby does appear to be sinking in a bit. Also, on top of the brick closer to the surface, there is an area of rotting wood, and I do see small clumps of smaller roots. Not sure if there was a tree there before or not. Interestingly enough, the patio is less than 5 feet away. The patio has a landscaping retaining wall about 2 feet high that backs up to the affected area. What do you think it is? This could be a dry well or cistern, used in the old days as a place to drain water from the roof of the house. The water would be used during dry seasons for watering gardens. I had one in the backyard of a property that I once owned. They often had a cover made of wood. I filled it in with rocks as recommended by the village hall, so no one would fall into it for safety reasons. What is this metallic key-shaped item with 3 rotating gears on top and a 3-legged stand at the bottom? There are also some markings on top, but I can't make out what it says. The stand allows it to stay up, but doesn't look like that's its purpose. All 3 gears can rotate around the knob, and above the ring, you can notice a small hole. Any ideas? It's a vintage hand tool for extracting shotgun cartridges from the 1950s. It is used to remove spent or unfired cartridges from the chamber of a shotgun. It is typically made of metal and is designed to fit into the chamber of a 16-gauge shotgun. To use the extractor, the user would first ensure that the shotgun is unloaded and pointed in a safe direction. They would then insert the extractor into the chamber and pull back on the tool's handle, which would engage with the rim of the cartridge and extract it from the chamber. What is this thing? Size of a toaster made from cast iron and steel. Doesn't have any writing on it except H42B on the side of the frame. It has quite a lot of moving parts. Most prominent are the wheels with numbers on them. It was found in Berlin. It seems like exterior housing is missing. Some other parts could be missing too. Looks like it could be used for imprinting numbers on a piece of paper. The wheels appear to have the days of the week and the time of day on them. What is it? This is part of a factory time clock made in the 1920s. In workplaces around the world, employees came to use such a clock to stamp their arrival and departure times on a card, and workplace managers used that information about time and attendance for payroll. What is this rectangular black metal container? Has one of the sides left open, revealing a pull cord attached to some sort of folded fabric. The fabric is bolted to a bracket that is created by extending and then bending the metal that makes up one side of the box, possibly aviation gear. I guess the cord to be no more than 4 mm in diameter. Nothing near what's needed to catch a human. My guess is it's an emergency chute for a drone, or a chute that is deployed as a means to trigger some other mechanism. The secondary device would be attached to the same ring at the end of the cord, possibly the main chute of an ejection seat. What is this sturdy leather box thing? I bought it at a garage sale in Denmark on Zealand. It is about 16.5 centimeters tall and 12 by 12 centimeters wide. The sides are a little less than a centimeter thick. A closing mechanism on the front. A belt loop thing on the back. Several holes from the outside the inside with metallic residue. Most likely copper. The seller said it might be of military origin, either a radio holder or a measuring tool holder of some sort. It seems old but is in excellent condition and feels sturdy as a brick. I suspect the 29-3 might be a date, but I'm not sure if it is from March 1929. What is it? Any ideas? It's a World War II German leather case for MG34 optical sight. The MG34 is a German recoil-operated air-cooled general-purpose machine gun, first tested in 1929, introduced in 1934, and issued to units in 1936. It introduced an entirely new concept in automatic firepower, and is generally considered the world's first general-purpose machine gun. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.